Hey everybody, welcome back, and today I have not one, but two Furret rentals to share with you. Some stuff happened. Basically, I had a Furret team already lined up, and then I ran a little post on Twitter saying, decide what my GC team's going to be, and everybody wanted Furret, so I had to make a Furret team of my own because obviously you can't use rentals in the global challenge. So the first team that we have here, it comes from Saxmaster Productions. That's at Soprano Sax 4444 on Twitter. I will link them down in the description. And basically, they said they were making this team a while ago, and I was like, oh, let me know when it's done. I'll use it. And they let me know when it was done, so I'm using it. It's kind of an interesting team because I don't think this is the direction I would have gone with Furret initially. Basically, this is just for the most part a good stuffs team with Furret as redirection. And if you look at Furret, it kind of is objectively the worst redirection Pokemon. It does a lot of things that other redirection Pokemon just does better, and it's not really worth it to have it do that as roll compression. But this was a fun team. I played about 6 or 7 games, I think, and I won about half of them once I figured out how to use this team effectively. So that's pretty cool. Basic idea here is that we have a couple of really offensive modes. We have Blood Moon Ursaluna plus Tornadus. We have Urshifu plus Tornadus. We have Baxcalibur plus Tornadus. Basically, you set up the Tailwind and they go off, and it's, just pretty straightforward kind of stuff. But what I ended up doing was leading Furret next to Baxcalibur, taking a couple KOs while Furret redirected, and then bringing Tornadus in and getting the Tailwind up, and then sweeping in the end with Urshifu or Blood Moon Ursaluna, whatever I brought in that situation. And it was pretty cool. It's kind of awkward to bring Incin and Furret to the same game, so that was kind of weird. That's just my notes on the team. I feel like probably another redirection Pokemon does what Furret is doing on this team better, like Mousehold or Pachirisu or something like that. But Furret is serviceable here, and it did a good job. The other rental that I have is from me. It's basically a pretty straightforward Psy-Spam team with Furret also working as redirection. And I'm running the only thing that I think Furret does that other Follow Me Pokemon don't do, and that's you have Coil and you have Tidy Up, and you can baton pass them into the back. But we'll get to my team later. Let's jump into some battles with Saxmaster Productions team here. I recorded them without audio, and I'm just going to add post commentary. Before we get into that though, if you enjoyed this video at any point in time, please remember to leave me a big fat like, leave me a comment, tell me what you want to see in the future, and consider subscribing. I don't post every day, but when I do post, I'm going to try to bring you the best video that I possibly can, and that is the promise that I can make to you. Without further ado, let's jump into these battles here. This first one, you can see the team here. It's kind of a pretty straightforward team. Up until this point, I'd just been trying to bring Furret in the back, and that didn't really work out. So for this game, I decided, after thinking about it for a little bit, that I was just going to lead Baxcalibur and Furret and see where that got us. You'll see, it takes me a second to decide really what I want to do, because I just lost 2 games in a row, and I was I really don't know how this team works. But yeah, I decided I was just going to lead the Furret and see how far I could get with just leading on its redirection. So you can see my opponent leads Whimsicott and Urshifu Dark, which is good because I would rather see an Urshifu Dark than an Urshifu Water with this team. It just matches up a little bit better for me. And I was thinking about it for a while, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I considered going for the Terra Ground and clicking Earthquake, and I remembered that Furret's not immune to Earthquake. So I think what I decided to do here was I just decided I was just going to Glaive Rush and go for the redirection and see where that got me. Because I feel like neither of these Pokemon should be able to one-shot my Furret, so that's kind of what I was leaning into. And if it's not, I know what the items are on these Pokemon. I know it's not Choice Scarf Urshifu, so there's no way that it's going to be faster than Whimsicott, so I should be able to take both hits on Furret and then take a knockout here. They go for the Terra Dark. Doesn't really matter here. And you can see I do, in fact, eat the Moonblast pretty comfortably, honestly. I found myself wishing a lot of times that this Furret had a Citrus Berry, and that's actually reflected on the team that I made myself, was I ran Citrus Berry instead of the Aglav Berry. But Furret goes down. But basically, I'm trading Furret for their strongest Pokemon, which is this Urshifu Dark. And it also utilized the Terra, and that's a pretty favorable trade for me, I think. It works out pretty good, to be completely honest. So then I have to decide what comes in, right? So I decide that I'm going to bring in Tornadus because I need speed control over this Whimsicott. And they bring in Fluttermane. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I obviously just click Glaive Rush, and I have 2 fairy types sitting in front of me now, right? And it is booster special attack, luckily for me. That means I can outspeed after Tailwind if they don't set up Tailwind. But what I'm thinking is, obviously I can't click Glaive Rush, so I have to switch out. Because either I switch or I just lose Excalibur completely, and maybe Urshifu takes 1. I didn't look at the EV spread. The Urshifu's not running any bulk at all, so that kind of came back to bite me in the butt. But I'm like, okay, let me just get the Tailwind up. Let me switch in Urshifu. Or no, I clicked Icy Wind. Okay, I was thinking, let me get an Icy Wind off, and then if they Tailwind this turn, I can Tailwind next turn, and we'll be like kind of, I'll still have the speed advantage. And I saw them protect, and I was like, oh, this is a free Urshifu switch. That's amazing. That's great. And then the Whimsicott clicked Moonblast, and my Urshifu died really fast, and I was really sad. I thought I was going to eat that attack because, like I said, I usually run a little bit of bulk on my Urshifu, especially if it's Scarf. I almost never run max speed, but I even missed the Icy Wind, which just kind of adds insult to injury here. So Excalibur has to come back in. And I'm like, okay, well, I have Excalibur in. I haven't Terastallized yet. And I can still click Tailwind. So that's exactly what I do. I go for the Terra Ground Earthquake. I click Tailwind. Obviously, you know, Tornadus is immune to Earthquake, which is really, really nice here. And this is kind of a glorious turn, to be honest. So here goes the Tailwind, and they actually don't click Tailwind, which is kind of amazing for me. They decided to go for a Moonblast. So the Earthquake goes off, and I take a free KO on this Fluttermane. And we knock the Whimsicott down to a little bit over half, which is just like an amazing swing in my favor. Like, they have 2 Pokemon left. One of them is Whimsicott, which is not doing a whole lot of damage to Terra Ground Excalibur. Probably what they thought I was going to do earlier was, like, Terra Poison. And that's why they protected and went for the Moonblast to, like, get some chip or something. I don't really know. This is where I decide that the Leer on this Tornadus is useful. Because it'll help me get the KO on Whimsicott. It'll ensure that I get the KO on the Sentei. They set up the Tailwind so that they can be faster than me. But this Sacred Fire is neutral. And I actually eat it. And they end up giving me an attack boost, which is amazing. Great spread on this Excalibur because it just like 8 hits left and right while I was using it, and it was pretty great. And we just get 2 clean KOs, and that first game is over in like 4 turns, which is pretty great for me, honestly. Yeah, the Furret wasn't here for a long time, but really, like, it let me take a free KO on the Urshifu, and that really, really mattered. I kind of squandered that lead a little bit, but that's okay. Going into the next game here, I decide, you know what, I look at the team and I'm like, I'm just going to bring the same 4 Pokemon. Why switch it up? Why do anything different? This was great. And they lead Tornadus and Fluttermane. So, I'm thinking, okay, well, this isn't a great lead for me because they can just click Dazzling Gleam. And I consider going for the Terra Ground Earthquake again, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. So I decided to Terra Ground so that they don't hit me for weakness and go for an Icicle Crash instead. So that way I'll like live and take a KO. So get the Follow Me off. And then I think the Tornadus just clicks Tailwind here. Yeah. They just in case I was like Scarf Excalibur or something. Which is great, because that means that Furret just has to not eat anything, because they actually went for Shadow Ball. I think what they were thinking was I was going to go for the Terra Poison here. And obviously I didn't do that. I did Terra, but I didn't, like, have a defensive Terra lined up, so I had to just click Follow Me, and they must have just forgot that Furret got Follow Me. So now we're staring down these 2 mons, and I'm really not super scared, because Furret's still alive. And Furret definitely takes at least one of these attacks and then can take the other one for Baxcalibur as well. So I'm trying to decide which Pokemon I want to knock out. I'm thinking it's better for me to get the Tornadus off the field so they don't get a second Tailwind off if the game lasts that long. And it has spread moves, whereas the Ogerpon can only target one thing at a time. Furret actually eats this Ivy Cudgel super well, and then I eat the Bleakwind Storm. I think this is the only time that Furret actually get to eat its Aglav Berry the whole time I use this team. It just so happened to be a game that I did good in, so there you go. We get the Icicle Crash, one-hit KO on the Tornadus. Kind of free, honestly. We're kind of in a very commanding position. They only have this Urshifu, which is dark, and this Ogerpon left. And I'm like, okay, well, if the Ogerpon is slower, like I might eat an Ivy Cudgel here. Let me just go for another Icicle Crash, try to see if I can get some damage on this Urshifu. But unfortunately, I don't eat the Ivy Cudgel. I really think I should have. It must have been like a roll. Or maybe it crit. I don't really remember. Oh, it crit me, yeah. I would have eaten this Ivy Cudgel if it hadn't crit, and it would have been like in an even more ridiculous spot. But unfortunately, Furret goes down, so that means Baxcalibur also goes down. And now we're 2-2, and they have 2 Mons of full HP, and it's even again. But, you know, it's just the nature of the game. Sometimes it'd be like that. So I get in Tornadus and Urshifu. I'm feeling kind of weird because, like, obviously they have Ogerpon, which is really good into Urshifu, which means I can't lock into Surging Strikes, and I have to go for close combat. I figure that it's easier for me to damage. I don't really know why I decided to go for what I did. I think I thought that their Tailwind was over already, so I was like, all right, well, let me just go for it. Hit the close combat into Urshifu, and if I land both, I'll take a KO. And it was lucky for me that the Ogerpon protected, because this could have gone very bad, because they did in fact still have Tailwind up. They could have just won this game here if they'd played more aggressively. I really don't know why this is the play that they made, but good for me, I guess. And then I missed Bleakwind Storm, which is not super great. Because obviously killing the Urshifu here would have been a lot better. But fortunately, now the Tailwind runs out, and I am faster now. So I can just make the same play again, basically. Just Bleakwind Storm, close combat the other slot. And if everything goes well, I should take 2 KOs here. Now, I saw that they Terra the Ogerpon. I was a little worried, because Ogerpon can be pretty bulky and like eat this close combat pretty well. Probably you could EV Ogerpon to eat this close combat and the Bleakwind Storm and like still have like a little bit of HP left. But lucky for me, it doesn't seem that this Ogerpon was overly bulky. Like, this Ogerpon must not have very much defense investment at all. They KO me with the surprise Play Rough. I feel like a Horn Leech actually might have won them the game here if they had it. I don't know why they decided to run Play Rough. And then I missed the Urshifu again. We do KO Ogerpon, which is good, and we've seen already that a Sucker Punch won't KO me, and I'm probably faster than the Urshifu. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and just click Icy Wind, actually, because it's a little bit more accurate than Bleakwind Storm, and I really don't want to miss and lose to a miss. This was a really fun team. I had a good time with it. Obviously, it has its issues, but those issues stem from the limitation of having to use Furret, and you know, Furret's not the best Pokemon around. Sometimes it be like that when you want to use a weird Pokemon like Furret. Now, let's go ahead and get into my team. I'm going to go ahead and cut over to that recording because it's separate from this one. Give me a second. And here's my other team. Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a pretty straightforward Psy-Spam team. I mean, we got the Gallade, we got the Hatterene, we got the Iron Crown, we got the Indeedee. You would think it would feel bad to run 4 Psychic types, but testing this team, it really did not feel bad because their secondary types just complement each other so well, which is kind of weird to think about. But basically, this is a pretty straightforward Psy-Spam team. I did steal the EV spread from Saxmaster's Furret because I liked it so much. It was like surprisingly bulky in a lot of games that I played, so I stole that EV spread, gave it a Citrus Berry instead of the Aglav Berry because I just didn't like Aglav Berry. And then swapped out some of the moves. So we're running Coil, Baton Pass, Body Slam, Follow Me. Um, that way, if I think it's gonna be good, I can go ahead and lead like Indeedee Furret and get up like a coil or two, and baton pass into the Gallade as Trick Room comes up, and you know, go off that way. We can we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I figured that coil was gonna be better than Tidy Up here because I didn't necessarily want a bunch of speed boosts on Gallade. It's really not that fast, and in fact, in order to outspeed things at just +1 speed, I would have to run nearly max speed investment, and I really didn't want to sacrifice the bulk for what I'm not bringing for it, so there you go. Then we have Amoonguss. It's just a good Amoonguss. Obviously, this is the team I'm going to be playing in the Global Challenge, so we need something here to deal with Dondozo, and that's Amoonguss. That's really the only reason that it's here. Hopefully we get some good games going. Okay. Alright. There is no Goldengo on this team. I just played 2 games and just straight up lost to Goldengo, which is a huge oversight on my part. Sometimes I always forget that that Pokemon exists until it's a problem. Okay. So, I think our best lead here, well, it kind of depends on if they're Dark Urshifu or Water Urshifu. Because, yeah. I think I'm just gonna go Indeedee Iron Crown. I don't think Furret comes to this game, like, ever. Right? Well, maybe. Let's go Indeedee Iron Crown. Let's do this. This might be okay. Alright, let's see. There's the King Gambit. Can't really do a whole lot about that, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna just straight up Focus Blast this King Gambit and, like, follow me. I really don't have a better play to make. I think I probably eat like 1 Shadow Ball, depending on what this Fluttermane's item is. It's Booster Energy. I'm assuming that I'm faster. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to follow me. And hope I don't miss this Focus Blast. As long as I land this Focus Blast, we should be okay. And even if Indeedee goes down, we can bring in Furret and just try this again next turn. You know what I mean? Fluttermane protects. Okay, I was not expecting that. What does King Gambit do? No protects coming from the King Gambit. That's great. Please let me land this Focus Blast. I missed. Oh my god. Don't you ever feel like hitting 70% of the time should mean it hits 70% of the time? Well, I kind of just have to make the same play, but what if they Terrastalize or something, you know? I'm tempted to go for an Expanding Force. You know what I mean? In fact, this is a huge if I lose this game because of this play... Oh, I thought for a second that was for them terroring. It's for me. This might be a really bad play, honestly. Like, straight up, I probably should not be making this play, but it is what it is. Please Terrastalize that King Gambit.
Let's go!
Yes! Yes! Okay. Alright. We're gaming, guys. We're gaming. I don't know if I KO. It's Terra Flying? Okay, great. It's not a type that also resists Psychic. This is Helping Hand Terra Psychic Expanding Force. We're gonna at least KO the Fluttermane. Okay, I do miss the KO on the King Gambit, but that's okay. I did a huge chunk of damage. And I might eat this? Probably not if it's Black Glasses. Oh! 1 HP? That's so clutch. Wait a minute. We're cooking now. We're cooking now. Oh man, they can't stop me. They can't. What are they gonna do? No, yeah, straight up. I think I just click Expanding Force again. Maybe I switch Indeedee out just in case I need terrain later. Let's bring in... What if it's Sash? What if it's Sash Tornadus? I guess we can find out. Ah, but if it clicks Tailwind, that's really bad. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh! Oh, they're just cooked and they scoop? Okay, that's great. We're gonna take it. And you know what? Furret was about to do some important work too. So that's a win for Furret as well. We're counting that. Okay. There's no King Gambits on this team either. There is an Incineroar, but honestly, Well, here's the thing, right? I'm running minimum speed in DD just because of Rillaboom. But if they don't lead the Rillaboom, that doesn't really help me. But I think it's fine. I think I want to bring the same 4 Pokemon. Well, actually, is getting Trick Room up good here? Let's do this. Let's go Gallade. Oh, I could lead Furret. Wait. Alright, I'm going to go Gallade Hatterene. Yeah? And then I'm going to bring Indeedee. No. I don't like that either. I'm going to go Gallade, Iron Crown, Indeedee, Furret. Oh yeah, Latias also resists. I forgot. Okay, so the good thing is that both of these Pokemon are slower than my guy. Let's think about this here. What do I want to do? I think what I want to do is... I don't have much to hit this Latias with, do I? I would like to soften up the Latias, but I don't know if I can actually take that luxury. What's going to do more damage? Sacred Sword? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to just Sacred Sword and protect this turn. Because I need to soften it up a little bit. I'm definitely seeing how this team could have benefited from like a Dark type or a Ghost type. Calm Mind. Latias. Okay. Alright. I guess we'll see how much the Sacred Sword does. What's the Landorus go for? Earth Power into Gallade is a bold play. That's a good chunk. I don't know if Expanding Force KOs now, but I guess, like, it's kind of my best play. And I don't think the Latias can really do that much damage to me unless it's running Shadow Ball. Which I guess it could be. What's the worst case scenario here? I don't know. I guess it would be like Incineroar switches in, but that's really not that bad. And nothing switched out, so we almost definitely KO the Landorus unless it protects. And we have a pretty good chance of KOing Latias, I think. I mean, it's only like 50% HP. It does resist. It is at +1 special defense, but this is a very strong attack. Whoa. This dude's running hell special defense. Holy cow. Holy cow. Alright, Mist Ball doesn't do that much to Indeedee. That's kind of fine. What comes in? The Rillaboom to overwrite the terrain. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let me think about this here. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to bring in my guy Furret. And... yeah, let's just bring in Furret and protect this turn. Rillaboom probably switches back out so they can overwrite my terrain again. Covert Cloak, Assault Vest. Okay. They might just take this opportunity to get their Calm Mind up. But I think they're in Sacred Sword range. Recover is a move you can click. Uh-oh. I don't know if I have a good way to KO this dude. And then you turn into Furret. Yeah, that's fair. Why are you running this wacky Latias set? There's the Incineroar. I think what I have to do is... I have to get Gallade in a position where I can go off with it. I think... I mean, I'm gonna guess it gets hit for weakness by the Latias, so maybe not, but... Pollen Puff would be probably kind of huge right now. How much does this do? How did you train your Incineroar? Alright, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that Focus Blast. Incineroar is so bulky that it takes that Focus Blast like a champion. It's kind of nuts. What do they go for? Parting Shot is just fine, actually. Is Mist Ball? Mist Ball's a psychic attack, right? I'm not stupid. It definitely was resisted by Indeedee, right? Okay. I feel okay here. I feel almost like I could go for a second coil. I think I'm gonna. And I'm gonna switch Indeedee back in. I think both of these Pokemon are faster than Furret, probably. Calm Mind again. What does Rillaboom go for? Like a Wood Hammer would be kind of nuts right now. U-turn. Overriding the terrain again. Dude, get a life. Do something different, please. I think I lose this game. It's going to be a long game, and I'm going to lose because they just have better positioning than me. We got 2 coils up. I could body slam here, honestly. That might not be a bad idea. But they did get an Intimidate off, which means I'm only going to be at +1. Alright, I'm going to Baton Pass, and... I guess I could, like, crit, but that's probably not going to help me. I'm going to Baton Pass and Twitch Iron Crown back in. Mist Ball. Oh, that's actually probably going to KO me now, isn't it? Oh!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Did they parting shot? Are they a jerk? Yeah. What a jerk. This is such a hard matchup. I really, really hope that the Global Challenge is not just me facing teams that I have really hard matchups into, because I feel like that's every Global Challenge, and it's really frustrating. Rillaboom comes back in. Hi, Rillaboom. Welcome back, I guess. I guess I'll just... Man, I don't even know what to do. You know how rare it is to see U-turn actually on a Rillaboom these days, too? Like, man. Okay. This is the wrong play. I don't think I can actually win this game anymore. Dude has everything for... This man made his team just to beat Psy-Spam, almost. He woke up one morning and he was sick of Psy-Spam, dude. He said, not anymore. Never again. It's always so sad when it's going to be a game. Like, cause I don't want to just quit because, like, obviously they could disconnect or something. But, like, it doesn't feel good to just be sitting here like this. I don't think I can KO this Latias. And they still have all 4 of their Pokemon, right? Like, I guess I'll just Focus Blast Incineroar. It's all I can do, but... Probably it just switches into Rillaboom, so who cares? Alluring Voice? I guess? What a weird Latias set. It has like no support. It's all hands. That's so weird, I feel like. I guess does this mean I don't get Grassy Terrain recovery? I think it probably does. U-turn again? Dude, stop clicking U-turn. Doesn't your Rillaboom have any grass moves? What are you doing? I do still get Grassy Terrain, even after... Oh, Alluring Voice is the one that confuses. Never mind. Why are they clicking Alluring? Is it just stronger? God, that's so many boosts. I'm not forgetting, like... Okay, Tachyon Cutter just never misses. That really kind of sucks. Maybe I'll crit. Oh, they're faster than me now, too. That's crazy. No crits. Dang. Yeah, that probably just knocks me out. Yep. Alright, well, it be what it be. We got one good game. I guess. Oh. Dang, brother. Alright, well, that's going to be the video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hopefully, it's a good video and you had a good time with me here. If you like this video, remember, leave a big fat like, leave a comment, subscribe, become an AndyLaFan today. If you are already subscribed and you're wondering how you can be even more supportive, obviously I have merch, which is down in the description. If that's going to be too much, and I understand merchandise is very expensive, you can be a certified AndyLa fan for just $1 a month. I think actually it's like 99 cents, but you know, $1 a month, and you'll get your name in the credits at the end of the video, and you know, some other special stuff that I do sometimes. But really the main thing is to get your name in the credits. But with that, everybody, my name is Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time. Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was struggling. Came from a gym where power creep wasn't coming in. Face long, stats tight, defense up, shack height. Sturdy on me, sash like, got the TM last night. Hit me with that good move, make the smile and act right. Bast boys, bout to hit that builder. I know that's right. Big Bast busting out these body presses, bout to buy a body bag and